you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, just buy it off the internet. Seriously, you're not giving them any money.
I never thought
You're
about
not
that.
providing for that. You're literally just saying, oh, you suck. So, I don't like your practices. Instead of, oh, practice what you preach. How about you actually practice what you preach and get what you want? That's a real, if you really want to stick it to them.
It's an incredibly valid point.
That's the best way to do it.
Incredibly valid. The cameras don't look that good, don't lie.
No.
The cameras don't look that clear. We saw what the cameras look like.
Oh, yeah.
They don't look like that.
No.
And I like that you were honest about it in what we were watching.
The freaking Nintendo chat thing. Yeah.
That ain't how that looks.
One games that it's docked, so they're actually playing in 1080p, and it looks so good in handheld mode now. Anyways, that was very unique and cool.
That looks so good.
It looks so good right now. It looks so good.
I can't even tell the difference.
It just looks like the time of day changed in the screenshot.
And it looks so good in handheld mode now. Anyways, that was very unique and cool and interesting. Nintendo wants you to...
All right.
Hello, welcome to an episode of Game Dude Podcast. I'm Brad.
I'm Spidey. I literally just thought of some random thing. Sure. I mean, you could keep.
Well, I'm just gonna move it.
Like
I don't want to do podcasting the whole time.
It's a case of we don't have much to talk about since the gaming events have slowed down. But I thought of something random. What the Switch 2? How's the performance? How's it doing?
the live
performance. Like how's it doing? So I was like, you know what?
He was talking about it. We were like, I wonder how this compares to Switch 1. And we're like, let's watch a video on it. I'm curious. And he's like, let's just record.
Also, why did my camera light get like brighter all of a sudden? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know, but I'm not mad about it.
All right. We gotta have the music too. Oh wait a minute. Oh yeah, I gotta get headphones. Gotta get my headphones. I'm gonna throw up in.
This thing's muted, dude.
No, it's not. It's this one up here.
Oh.
That's just the camera itself. Yeah, entertain the folks. There'll be an information.
So we're gonna be interested in how well these are doing because, as you know, the Switch 1, as much as I love the system, was doggy doo-doo. We're hoping that this one... Wow, I ate popcorn too fast. We're hoping that this Switch 2 is a lot better than Switch 1. Obviously, we know for a fact that it's going to be better because a potato could be better. But what we don't know is how much better. Is it an improvement that we thought? Is it the improvements that we thought we should have seen? Is it to the standard we think it should be in 2026? I don't know, but we'll find out.
Yes. Then I'm going to superimpose myself in the shot and pretend like nothing happened and just throw up a crappily... Yeah.
So I'm curious. Hopefully it holds up. I doubt it. I know it's obviously going to be better, but how much better,
Now, let's make sure that
We're about to find out.
the source is selected.
We can keep watching stuff on it, too. I'm so curious.
Let's make sure the source...
I'm planning on buying one.
Make sure that source is selected.
It's
Yeah.
honestly the only game system you should buy because they're the only people who make you play their exclusives on the
their
console.
little piece of plastic. Their little piece of plastic, they got to be like, dude, you got to play it on our hardware, man.
Honestly, consoles, and I know that I'm against exclusives just because I want you to put it on the PC,
I'm
obviously.
100% against...
But the only one that I would ever get right now is Nintendo, if you're going to get a console. Only because of their exclusives, though. Which doesn't even have to be a thing, but...
Oh, I agree.
Because I was telling you, I was looking at the PS5, and PS5 runs great. So if you're going to get it for like, oh, I'm going to play Fortnite or whatever, cool. But obviously it runs better on PC, and you can control a lot more stuff, so I'm not comparing that to PC. I'm just saying that if you're going to get a console like PlayStation or Xbox, you might as well just get a computer. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed.
Unless you don't want to deal with it.
Which...
The only console I'm like, dude, if I'm ever going to buy a console, it's going to be a PS or a Switch. Just because I can't play their stuff anywhere else.
No.
Anyway.
Anywho. Here we go.
John here, and we have hours and hours of raw.
Love this guy's voice.
Switch 2 gameplay.
We got a blue sky account, dude.
And rather than waiting until
Okay, so this is side by side. I love this. So we're seeing the direct same shot.
right now. We can take these clips, compare them to the Switch 1 counterparts, and see just how
Dude, the
much-
lighting already looks so
let's
much
start off
better.
with
But
load time.
look at
And
how
the treehouse
You can
is
see a lot
the
more,
first
too.
one for us. This is Breath of the Wild. I'm just gonna
treehouse.
add in a timer
But
countdown so
obviously we knew it was gonna be
how
better.
long it really
Yes, but
takes. And
I
as you
mean,
can see
even
right here,
quality-wise.
the Switch 2 version loads in 3.04 seconds, whereas the Switch 1 version loads in 9.03 seconds. Although I'm measuring from where
That's
the
still not that
animation
much.
stops,
Like,
it
I'm
may
sorry.
actually load faster than it seems to. because
6
the load bar
seconds.
just zooms off around 2.07
There should be 0.
seconds in. So technically, this might take just 2 seconds to load. Now our next comparison.
Yeah,
is in
that's
direct
slight though. That's not as much as I'd want. I want to be like
No,
immediate.
0.
But that is fast
So you
though.
don't
'Cause
really
load
see how
times,
long
you know,
this crafted world actually
it's
takes
like
to load.
you know, kids, load times didn't. You know, load times now they don't have to exist.
On Switch
They don't
1
have
versus
to.
Switch 2. And the answer is 4.22
True.
seconds on Switch 2 and 8.04 seconds on
Even
Switch
for
1.
the Switch.
And this one's really interesting because there's no crafted world patch that we know of.
How is
So this
Crafted
might be
World
a
taking
full
longer to load
compatible
for-
unpatched game. And we're seeing here there are improvements to performance. Kirby
Yeah, I hope so.
and doesn't really change. This game already loaded very fast. It's 2.03 seconds on the Switch 2 and 2.11 seconds for Switch 1. And that's just
I
the
wonder
loading
why that
time.
is.
When going into a mid-level transition, it's 1.4 seconds for Switch 2 and 2.05 seconds
So a
for
minute?
Switch 1.
Oh, look at the.
It's not even a minute.
Look at the visual, like-
Animation. It's hard to say exactly
I'm not
how
gonna
fast
say-
Switch 2
Dude,
is
the
loaded,
Kirby
but
game's
it
so
just
fun.
blasts straight through it. And the same is true for Mario Party Jamboree.
But is this enough where I'd pay 500 bucks for it?
500 bucks for a
No,
couple seconds
not-
of.
only. It's only for the new titles. That's the only reason you buy it.
Yes.
You're not. No one's buying the Switch 2 for their main console games.
No.
No one is.
No.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe takes 8.
Unless they're like a Nintendo only fanboy.
Load times because Tears of the Kingdom has quite a large upgrade.
Yeah, the
And this
games
is
that
gonna
I
seem
love.
Really small if you haven't played the game, but whenever you fuse something to your bow in Tears of the Kingdom, there's a 0.09 second stutter. That sounds tiny, but you.
It doesn't.
feel
That's not
every
tiny. That's
time
bad.
you try
That's
to
really
fix it.
bad. It sounds tiny.
In the
It's
Switch
like,
2 version.
does it sound tiny?
Just watch these clips
I know
over
that-
and over again. I'll
I
keep
watch people
repeating
play,
it. And just watch
I've
one
seen
time.
this,
And I know it's
I
bad.
also played it. So
and you play. I played it a little too, but not much.
You can feel
I
and
played
see
it.
the
I played it for like
difference
20
quite
minutes,
drastically.
and I was like,
But
no.
when it comes to the visuals themselves, Super Mario Party Jamboree might be the most drastically different looking game.
That does look really different, but it looks like a lighting thing almost.
Yeah, it does. I
Vibrant
don't-
with much stronger darks, and it's just a nice.
Yeah, so it is like a lighting
compared to
thing.
The Switch version.
There's a lot more
This is running at
contrast.
1440p at 60
And also,
FPS.
you can
Now,
tell the
with Kirby
freaking.
and the
I mean, it's all
Forgotten Land,
fuzzy.
They only showed the new.
Why does this look like a
Beast
Crash
level
Bandicoot
stuff,
level?
So nothing directly comparable to the Switch game.
The
However,
Switch one. Look how much
major
worse.
Oh, it looks terrible.
Look how much worse the Kirby moves. Not the looking. How much it
Just like,
stutters.
yeah,
Look how smooth that is. Watch this.
The frame rate
Look
is
at that.
horrible.
Is that 30?
However, there is something
Yes.
major in Forgotten Land. First off, we're going 1440p 60 FPS, which is double the frame rate. But if you've played Forgotten Land on Switch,
Oh,
you
so it
will
is
know
30.
It's quite an aggressive frame rate. It was 30 FPS there, but if enemies were a few meters away from Kirby, they would go to half rate. And just look how
Yep.
soon.
Yep.
this
I've
kicks
played.
in.
I've played this on the
However,
Switch one. He's
Switch
right.
2, this doesn't appear to be the case. Look at this.
Yeah, I hope
enemy
not.
Way off over there. Okay, way off in the distance, so far from Kirby.
Yeah, but he's not really
It appears to be
moving.
Operating
No.
at full 60 FPS.
But he's not doing
So it's not
anything.
just
Well,
double
you know,
frame
when
rate, this
when
is-
your parameter is the enemy has to be operating at full 60 FPS from a distance.
This isn't impressive enough. It does look better.
Yes.
Like I'll give it
The
that.
Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I know. I know this looked
60
bad.
FPS, and the huge difference is in fidelity. They show
The huge difference is everything. Look how bad one looks. Oh my
The
god.
the internal resolution looks like crap.
A bit of a harder time.
A
And
bit?
while these two aren't really comparable, Donkey Kong Bonanza is clearly built off Odyssey, and the photo mode is the
That is
exact
true.
same, so let's compare that. So, those are the main technical advancements that I spotted. And I'm going to stop
What do you-
yapping and leave you with a bunch of
That's kind of hard because they look so
comparisons.
different
Metroid Prime
graphically.
4, which is compared to
Obviously,
last year's Switch 1 trailer.
Looks way better on the
It's
right,
likely
but
an old build now. That Switch 1 version is most likely
Starfall?
better than
Oh,
it
Samus.
was back then. But still, we can directly
The
compare
Metroid.
the two. Everyone
Why is that
else
as-
gonna be Treehouse
that
versus
looks
Switch.
so much better on
Have
Switch
fun,
too.
everyone.
That's
Embarrassing.
one. It looks shockingly good on one though for one being what it is.
Well, it is also an FPS with... One thing I'll say is...
Oh, look how much better. Look, the Switch. Look at Switch 1 isn't even getting that lighting. See the purple...
Oh, yeah. You're talking about like the God rays. That's all that stuff.
It's not even getting
down.
that.
Well, even look... I think with the clouds in the sky, there's a little bit of... those like effects.
Not much.
I'm saying on the Switch 2.
Oh, yeah.
The music gets really bad. Like...
I've never liked Metroid's music that much.
There was only a couple times.
It looks night and day in a lot of ways. I will say, I'm impressed the Switch 1 can even handle this in any form.
Clearly they had to downscale the crap out of it.
Yes. Because this is the new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I almost bought this.
You almost did?
I bought Fire Emblem instead.
Yeah, smart man.
And it's amazing. Well, this is 8, though. 8 against. So obviously it's going to look different and better.
I certainly ain't going to spend $70.
But no one's playing Mario Kart for the graphics, really, anyway.
No. But it is, performance, though.
It looks good. Looks fine.
True.
Can a Switch do 120 at all? Like, ever?
No.
It's interesting. It's seeming, because notice how we said everything's 60. Like, everything.
Why do we have some games
and
that
Nintendo
are 30?
games are fine on 60. Like, who cares?
Yeah, but why do we have some games on 30 frames per second?
Well, not for Switch 2, though.
For Switch 1.
For Switch 1. Well, dude, I think that's all Switch can handle in a lot of ways. Dude, the Kirby, this looks unbelievably smooth.
It even looks way worse than the other one. Like, that is...
And I was playing on the Switch 1. It probably feels like a whole different game on the Switch 2.
Like, this
game's such a fun game, dude.
But that looks so, like, I don't...
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like I said, it was like playing Ocarina of Time in 60 frames recently with certain methods. That was fun.
Wouldn't know what those are.
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
Wait, go back. Look at how different this log segment looks. Look at everything. So this is what they wanted. So it looks like the Switch 2 version. Look at the log. It looks like the Switch 2 version is like what they wanted it to be.
And then
but they couldn't
the hardware
for the Switch
was
1.
so...
Yeah. Because that looked beautiful with the crystals.
Well, this is looking like a Wii game on the left.
Actually, it does. It really does. Actually, it looks a lot like Skyward Sword. Like the lighting.
And also the pose. And almost like they stole from Skyward Sword for...
This is a huge difference. The cameras don't look that good, don't lie.
No.
The cameras don't look that clear. We saw what the cameras look like.
Oh, yeah.
They don't look like that.
No.
And I like that you were honest about it in what we were watching.
The freaking Nintendo chat thing. Yeah.
That ain't how that looks. Yeah, that looks crazy different.
Oh, dude, look at the... You can even see, if you look at the shadows, on King Boo.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or not King Boo, on the Boo, it looks bad. Like,
I always assume that the Boo is King Boo. I don't know why. And every time it's like Mario Party and stuff.
He is the iconic Boo.
Boo Berry, Bucko.
I mean, no one's gonna... These are references to childhood things.
Okay, let's see if we got more. Let's get into a more in-depth one. Comparing Switch 1. Just do like a comparing Switch 1 to Switch 2. Yeah, 2026 or something. Because we want the newer... People have had it for a while. There's a lot more games out.
We don't need this guy holding his...
Not that.
Holding his stuff out.
That's like a year.
Let's just go differences.
That's a year ago, though.
I mean, that's
We can do both. We got time for both. It's only 10 minutes.
Right, this one,
Let's do that one first.
yeah, not the guy going.
I want to watch that one though, because it's the newest one of them comparing.
This is every difference between the Switch 2 and the Switch 1. Starting
sure they're
first with
real-
the hardware on the console. Now on the Switch 2,
I will say
built-in
the Switch
microphone
One
can be used
does
to remove
look like an
background noise
actual.
from the upper edge
It
of the
looks like,
console. So
or it
because
feels
the
a lot
feature for the
sturdier.
new Switch 2.
Well,
This
yeah.
works in combination
You
with
gotta
the
make things-
Switch One, I'm like afraid I'm gonna break it just holding the Joy-Cons
so
half
well,
the
they can
time.
actually take out the noise of a vacuum cleaner, even if it's
So you're saying the Switch 2 is
Wait, is that true? You could hardly hear. First off, who cares? But
I forgot what I was gonna say. So wait, you were saying
I say the Joy-Cons feel like I'm gonna break in their hand.
Okay,
Switch 2
yeah,
feels like
okay.
it's sturdy, a
I
lot
see what you're
sturdier.
saying. Yeah.
Let's just hope it also removes the noise of me scolding my friend for putting
No.
a vacuum right next to my
Don't
face.
thumbs
One
that
of
up.
the problems with Switch 1 was that you
Gotta
could
keep the
only
tradition alive.
charge it with
Well,
a USB-C
Mom's been
connector on the
reminding me.
bottom of the console. But now
Haven't
with
been
Switch
doing it.
2, there's still that
That doesn't mean you
connection
have
on
to
the
upkeep
There's
it.
also an additional one on the upper edge of the console,
True.
making it a lot
True.
easier to charge when you're playing in handheld mode. While the Switch 2 doesn't have OLED features, it does have another way to get even better color definition in the games. This being due to the high dynamic
Yeah.
range, or
HDR.
which means that the range between
I don't know.
the light and
I never
dark
know what
colors
that
is gonna be
means.
even greater. And
It's
as
just
such,
like-
Switch 2 screen
So it's like when Minecraft, when you do the Minecraft mods, it's like ray tracing.
so from what I understand, yes, but it's also like
Can I ask something? What is? Oh, the left is the good one.
yeah.
Because usually on the right, they have, to my mind, the right is the good one.
So HDR is like essentially it's taking the
It
lighting.
does look good.
It's like realistic lighting in a way. That's what it allows for. It a lot of times we would use skyboxes, like pictures of skyboxes, and lighting would be calculated from those skyboxes. That's what I would do in Blender when I was younger. I was like probably 12, but I would use HDR to get. We would use that to get more realistic lighting. They were like a combination of kind of a panorama of images. Yeah, that's interesting. In Blender, that's what it was, not in games, though, I'm sure.
Comparisons like this.
So if I turn HDR on, it's gonna have better lighting.
Yes.
Better looking
Thankfully
lighting.
so, that we have full
Good to know.
backwards compatibility between all of our Switch 1 games on the console, including digital and physical games.
Love
Both
that art
consoles
style.
feature a
Oh,
kickstand
brother
mode
shit.
and
Gosh, me
tabletop
too.
mode, but
That's
the
what I
Switch
want to
2
get too.
now runs the entire
But that one,
way
the nice part is I can play it on the Switch
console.
One.
And because it's connected to
See,
two
that
greater stability, it's
is
a lot more certain to
good.
stay
That's
on
way
the
better.
tabletop than the regular
Yeah.
Switch 1. And it also has a larger range of motion, so you can play
But
with
it's heavier, so it
different
kind of needed one
on the
anyway.
Switch 1, there was only one air intake port on the top of the console,
Still.
but now the Switch 2 has two new ones on the bottom.
Yeah,
left
it does
and
feel like a
right
lot more
edge.
premium,
And apparently, according to
like a lot
girlfriend
more of a
reviews,
premium.
It also smells pretty
Well,
good.
it better be.
People were doing weirder with the
That's for
Steam Decks.
sure.
Instead of using a physical
Like it better be.
Yeah,
it better
true,
be.
you're
It
right,
better be
better be.
premium.
Down our
Like
Joy-Cons
You're
on
right,
the
it should
Switch
be, you're
2,
right,
it
that's
now
true.
connects using magnets. But don't worry about stability, because apparently, according to early tests, you could literally be holding it by
You
this
can, I've played
Joy-Con
it.
from the top, and it's
You
still not gonna
can.
drop.
I've
And instead,
done
the way
it.
to get it disconnected is that we have these physical trigger
Yeah.
buttons, as opposed to just the little circle that we saw in the original Switch 1 Joy-Cons.
kind of the same
Even at the
thing,
time when the
but
Switch
whatever.
It
1
is.
launched,
It's the
did not
exact
have
same
a lot of
thing, but-
storage. So it's fitting that when the Switch 2 launched,
It's different.
it has more, but still not a lot by regular standards.
Yeah.
Only 256 gigabytes, but that's a big increase from the Switch 1's only
256?
32
That's
gigabyte
embarrassing,
storage,
dude.
which even less of that, that's a big increase.
Yeah, dude, I remember you had to keep uninstalling and reinstalling games every 5 seconds.
No, well, I put in a little. The one thing that's nice is you put in a little chip or whatever, and you can do like so much more.
But I never did. I literally never did. The only game what game did I actually I had to think, was there something on the Switch that I actually played that was that's a whole other thing. But yeah, there wasn't
Wait,
that,
what is it? They actually played the what?
that I actually like
That you liked?
that I really, really liked, where I was like, wow, this is really good. I guess Smash?
Yeah,
I mean,
Ultimate's definitely one of the best that came out for it for sure. I agree.
like, I don't.
And the internet sucks. It's just
Switch
good. It's just good as a
No, it's
game,
great.
not
Gigabyte
online.
storage, which even less of that is usable after system files. And luckily with the new
Oh.
storage, we'll also find that reading and writing data should be even faster, meaning that quicker load times should be experienced during gameplay. Not only is the Switch 2 supposed to have improved speakers, I mean, it would be sad if they had worse, it does also support
Yes, thank
you.
you.
3D audio for certain titles. So if you wanted to watch one of those 8D videos where they make it feel like there's a speaker going around your head, knock yourself out. While the battery
8D?
capacity of the Switch 2 is 1.2 times larger than that of the Switch,
is.
increasing to 5,220 from the original 4,310. Because of the increased power draw to the console, it's actually supposed to be less battery life overall, giving us only 2 to 6 hours battery life. A big step
that
down from
surprised
the
me.
original Switch's 4.5 to 9 hours. As you can see from the side-by-side
Wow,
comparison,
that sounds
Switch
great.
2
I hope it's less. I mean, well, I guess
compared to
no.
Switch
I
1.
don't know,
Measured
dude.
at 7.9 inches
I'm
compared to the
tough because I don't use
6.5.
my
And with
Switch
that, we
like
also have a
mobily
different
very much at
resolution as
all,
well.
which is
It's
funny because
all the
that's
way up
one
to
of its big
1080p, as
things.
opposed to
But
the regular
I'm
Switch's
gonna zoom in there.
720p.
He had to
And
zoom in the
increasing
closet.
all the way up to 1080p, as opposed to the regular Switch's 720p. And while the frame rate could go up to 120 FPS
Okay.
available in supported titles, it is going to be fixed to a max of 60 FPS for 4K output, which also means that you can now expect to see in a lot more Switch 2 games the options for performance or fidelity. I mean, it wouldn't be a new console generation if you had to choose which one to
That's
switch, right? Can't have both.
cool,
Which is
though.
the Switch
Okay,
2
that's-
way compared
that's
to
cool.
Switch 1.
I'm glad.
Well, if you want to get a good comparison, pull out your Switch
And most
1
people are gonna
console
pick
and then
performance.
3 Joy-Cons, since that'll give you roughly the same estimate of what
What'd
your
you say,
Switch
sir?
2
And
feels
most people
like
are going to pick performance mode because they'd prefer to have more
I would
frames.
do. I would do performance, yeah.
Pounds, as compared to the original
I care
Switch's
about
weight,
it way
which is
more than it looking
0.88
nice.
pounds. The Switch 2 dock is going to weigh in at 0.84
I want it to feel
pounds,
smooth
while the Switch
way more than I
1's
care about
dock
it with how
weighed in
good
at
it works.
0.72. The Switch 1 Joy-Cons used to weigh in at 1.7 ounces for the left one and 1.8 ounces for the right. And while the Switch 2 Joy-Cons are heavier at 2.3 ounces for the left and 2.4 ounces for
They
the
feel
right, it is
way
interesting that they
better.
always seem to
Way
maintain
better.
a 0.1 ounce disparity. And one of the reasons the Joy-Cons are now heavier for the Switch 2 is because of the new
This
functionality.
is cool,
Now,
but I
the
don't.
Switch
I
2
wouldn't
Joy-Con
care.
is mice. And if you're
This
worried
is
about
cool,
scratching
though,
the
if-
surfaces while you're
if
sliding
you-
them across, don't worry, I was too. But the answer is apparently that if you attach the Joy-Con wrist strap attachment,
can't be that
then
good, though.
offers mouse
No.
speed on either end, which now gives us an option to use touchscreen functionality while playing on the TV, which I cannot wait to see how it's used in Mario Maker. To give us access to the new game chat feature that's
Good
now
point.
included with
True,
Nintendo
it makes
Switch
things
Online,
easier.
and
It's almost
I
like
Like a PC?
It's almost like when you have a mouse with something instead of a touch screen or fiddling through a menu with.
I
your
do like.
fingers.
It is nice having a touchscreen though.
It's like
I do like that.
it's like you don't have to get
The
your
Switch One has a touchscreen.
you don't have to
doesn't
get
it?
your screen. It does. You don't have to get your screen dirty by
I,
touching.
you know, that's true.
Joy-Cons,
You're
C
right.
button,
Because phone
place
screens, I'm
control,
sure, are the filthiest things known to man.
button.
Is that why you keep it away from your-
Chat. Since everything seems to be
Like when you talk on the phone, you're always like this.
I didn't think about that. No, I just do it. I just do it instinctively. But I sometimes I'll just go wash my phone screen off because of how, like,
Yeah, I wash mine too.
because it gets filthy, dude. I need to wash it.
longer
Down,
on the
honestly.
Switch 2, it makes sense that the analog sticks are also larger on both the left and right sticks. And that's not the only shape that's changed on our Joy-Cons, since now the SR and SL buttons that you see when you detach the Joy-Con from the console to use it in something like tabletop mode, those buttons are now wider and longer, which should hopefully make them easier to press when you're playing something
It
like
makes
Mario
sense. Well,
Party.
'cause-
And
but-
also
It was
the
terrible.
left and right
He's not even
bumper
talking
buttons
about
on
you.
the Joy-Con
You have to
weight.
slide
There's a
those
change that makes
bumpers
the
on top.
Joy-Cons a little bit easier
But
to
even the
hold.
bumper buttons are small.
Oh, they were also bad. Like they felt like freaking dollar store trash. Like I'm not even saying that. Like,
And if
oh,
you
dude.
do it, and you could accidentally put them on the wrong way, and then it's so hard to get them off.
Oh, dude, that happened to me too.
That happens constantly.
And then the little nubs on the bottom underneath. It's like
Yeah, it's not good.
Sideways. Since
It's a
now the
cool
controller
little
anything
feature
goes
if you're
down
like,
actually placed
but they're
differently.
assuming you're
In the
like,
past, they used to be placed
your
right
Switch is
on
like
the
on the
inside,
go.
so you'd have to
Like that's
tilt
what they're
the
at, and that's
controller to
cool.
actually see which number
But I just never use it.
was.
Well,
I just never use it for
Indicator lights are
that.
placed differently
I've used
on
it maybe
the
like
colored
5
section
times in that
where it
way
used to
my
be.
whole
So you can
life.
see which
Where I was like a buddy, and I was like, "Oh, here, we'll use the little one so we can play." They
I
both
did-
play.
I did it when I graduated once, like handheld mode.
Yeah.
You know, that one time I graduated, and then I just kind of and had my vacation.
Obviously,
and
it's
then-
not preferred.
And then I just was like, this is not very good. I played Breath of the Wild. I was like, that was around the time when I was like, I beat a dungeon, and I was like,
And you were so you got it. Didn't you get a Switch for that game?
yes. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be good. The trailer was a little sketchy. I was like, okay. Even then, I was like, something weird's going on here.
Yeah.
This open world thing. I was like, oh, they can't screw it up though. There's a lot of good there are some good open world games.
Yeah, and we've already had games that we love that aren't necessarily graphically what we want.
No. And then I walk in and then I'm like, oh, you know what? No.
Bad.
No.
number that you are without having to tilt it towards you. HD Rumble is one of those features that you felt like you heard a lot when the Switch 1 first came out, but then not a lot was told about it during the console's lifetime. I mean, there's only so many 1-2 Switch games that you can put out. But now the Switch 2 seems to be revamping it with the HD Rumble 2. While in the original Switch, you can see that the Rumble was created by a motor spinning a weight on the inside. The difference now is that the HD Rumble 2 is created by vibrating side to side with the help of magnets on the inside of the console.
No one
Let's
cares.
show you that the Switch 2 has a running magnet theme. The gyroscope and the accelerometers from the Switch 1 Joy-Cons do return in the Switch 2, and now they obviously have the mouse sensors.
Yep, dude, everyone
Interestingly
cares.
So, the right Joy-Con's IR motion camera doesn't return in the Joy-Con.
Who
Considering
cares?
how few games
Good.
it was actually used in, I guess that makes sense. And with the left and right
What
control
is-
sticks, considering how
Is this an ad? Like, is this? I'm gonna need to do some investigating of this one.
This game, yeah.
Wait, of just the ad, dude. We need to do just a freaking
Nintendo ad.
Nintendo ad
Splatoon 2.
compilation at some point because there's so many bad ones.
few games it's
There's some cool
actually
ones,
used
but there's
in,
some
I
really
guess that
bad
makes
ones.
sense. And with the left and right control sticks being larger, they are thankfully more quiet, which would be great and all as long as they don't drift. The GameCube controller is one
Yes,
of Nintendo's
it
most
is good.
coveted
I
controllers
don't know if they
they've
drift
ever
or not.
made.
That's another thing we
If you
gotta
go
look
to a
at.
Smash tournament, you'll see as much. So that's why they took design inspiration for it in the Switch 2. Now the grip handle is being designed with reference to it, with the base of the grip made thinner to give the fingers more space. And additionally, there's no longer a seam between the grips and the rest of the controller body, making the whole thing feel a lot more sturdy.
The Pro
Switch 2
controller.
Also
What's-
has
there's
a
nothing wrong
audio
with
jack
seams.
feature,
Like, who
which is gonna
cares?
make sense for a headset mic.
I actually like that because I know how to open it if
For
something
general
if I want
usage,
to
if you just wanna
do
listen to your
something.
games. One of the features you'll only
No,
find
I
in the
agree.
Switch 2 Pro controller, but not in the regular Joy-Cons.
No, they'd rather have something that breaks down and you can't fix.
Is Kirby the Forgotten Land? Is that what that one on the Switch 1 is called too?
I think it is.
Joy-Con
Okay.
2s is that on the back of the grips there's extra buttons.
I've never.
GL and
I
GR.
played one.
And
Like I said, I played one Kirby game.
for these
This is
folks who
old,
have
though.
forced
Kirby
controls,
64.
apparently anything,
Dude, I
considering
love
that you can
Kirby
program the button inputs.
Yeah, I
at
love
any
Kirby
individual
Super
game,
Nintendo.
and the assigned inputs will be saved for each game as well as each
Kirby
different
games are, like,
player. While the
really
Switch one
fun.
needed a separately sold dongle to get
I
the
would have to
Ethernet.
play them
The
more
Switch
to
2
really-
dock thankfully has an integrated Ethernet port built in, and as long as people online
Yeah,
remember to
which-
use it, we
how
might
would it
actually have
not
something
be?
that's playable. The big thing that we're gonna hear about
What?
is- and as long
Trust
as
me, I
people
play
online
with
remember to use it,
I play with
we might
Direct
actually have
Connect all
something
the I
that's
played with
playable.
Direct Connect
The
on my
big thing
Switch
that we're gonna hear
1
about
with a
Switch 2 is
connector
upscaling,
that I
because
bought.
even the software doesn't support
It's better. It's obviously better, but it's still not good.
possible for it to
I mean, having to use an external USB doesn't help.
I love Smash. True. I love Smash. And just to show you how bad it is, I love Smash so much. It's one of my favorite games of all time, like series, and it's unplayable. On I would rather play against CPUs alone
Oh,
than play online with it being that trash.
it's terrible. It's literally terrible.
Makes you worse because
Yes, it
there's a
does.
lot of stuff you can do online that
Like the thing is, when you're making a game, and like you need to play test your internet. You need to play test things.
Yeah.
You can't just release a game, throw a mechanic in, and say, "Oh, this is good job, team, we did it." You need to be thinking, if connectivity is an issue, then go back to the drawing board and
Correct.
sort out whatever problem.
no, their internet's fine.
What is
According
causing
to
the
them.
desync? Yeah,
Our internet's fine.
it's fine.
Maybe your internet's fine, but your servers are terrible for Smash. Then something's wrong.
Yeah, freaking get rollback netcode.
Dude.
in the dock, and then
Dude, Ultimate I think would have been one of the biggest.
supports it.
It already is one of the biggest games in the world.
Look better on the Switch 2.
Let alone it would have been.
Oh, it would have been better.
It's insane if-
What?
Some users on the Switch 1 reported that the console would overheat while playing docked, but thanks to the new
Wait, go
built-in
back.
fan inside Switch, it supports it, making even games that aren't meant for the Switch 2 look better on the Switch 2. Some users on the Switch 1
Hey,
reported
pause. I want to see
the
what that
console-
says. The console is getting too hot. I am glad it stops itself, but
True.
I've never had this happen
Yeah, I'm like,
ever,
hold
and
the
I've played
phone.
my Switch for hours and hours.
like hold the
in the
phone
dock.
here. Like I don't understand.
Like I play Fire Emblem and stuff with has like pretty intensive cutscenes for a Switch 1.
Oh,
I'd play for like 10 hours and it didn't have issues.
yeah, I guess.
Maybe it's just from Switch to Switch. Maybe they could
Cheaper
maybe it's just a
hardware.
hot room. Like, I don't know.
Cheaper hardware, I'd say.
Yeah.
Probably between
I'm not
months.
surprised it does. I'm just
inside of the Switch 2's
saying
dock,
I've never had
hopefully
that.
that's
Same.
avoided. While the Switch 2's dock is
Hopefully
missing
should
a USB
avoid
port
it.
in the back when compared to the Switch 1 dock,
hopefully.
that is made up for in the fact that we have the new port on top of the console that's still usable when docked, giving us that port at the top.
I was gonna say
and
maybe it's
two
just because it's so
ports on the side.
small,
As far as the
but my
console
laptop
software
is. You've seen my
itself,
laptop
there
is the
are
tiniest
two
thing ever, and it
user
never
profile
overheats.
icons to choose from,
No matter what I'm
which is a lot,
doing.
Considering the original Switch 1 felt like it had a lot.
Meanwhile, I got this giant tank down here that also doesn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is. I'm not prepared for this. You have fans. You got like huge fans. It's got so much room to breathe.
Rounded corners when compared to the squared off edges of the original Switch. There's no nice way to say this. The Switch 1 eShop ran terribly, and thankfully, the
Yes, it
Switch 2
did.
doesn't seem to be
So
launched in
bad.
the same way, since now it loads much faster, as you can see.
Why would you
from
want
this
to play?
example. And
Why would you want to play Metal Gear on a Switch?
That's what this is what I'm saying. I don't think anybody's buying. Most gamers that like actually play games, unless you're a Nintendo Super fan, you're never getting the Switch. Besides for
third-party
its,
stuff,
you're never
yeah,
buying stuff
no.
that's third party on it
No.
when you could play it elsewhere. I would rather play it on a PlayStation, on an Xbox, on a PC.
It's like playing Jedi Outcast on GameCube back in the day. Like, why would you do that?
Yes, I would.
Hopefully it
Yes,
stays that way
exactly.
and doesn't get overrun
Exactly.
with the same kind of AI bloatware that plagued the Switch 1. A big feature only available on the Switch 2 is the game chat,
Oh,
which
no.
kind of looks like a Zoom call, and it lets you talk to 12 different participants.
It kinda
in video
looks like a
chat,
Zoom
and up to
call.
4 people at a time can share their game screen
This-
for all the other people in the call. to
this is
see.
the thing.
And if
I
they're
think this
using
is cool.
it, Nintendo's also letting us use it
But nobody's
through
gonna be in,
Prime
like,
membership up until
most
March
people aren't gonna
31st,
get into that.
2026.
Discord.
And we're not just able to share our game screens, but also
That's
share
what-
That's what I'm saying.
the
Yes,
game
most people aren't using
Switch
this.
2 allows the game
I think
share.
that's cool with the camera stuff, but it's like none of my friends would be like, "Let's crank our cameras on," and
That sounds familiar.
Here's our little camera add-on that we spent $50
like maybe for
on.
kids they like it. I don't know.
The download play feature, which while it was considered for the Switch 1, it was ultimately scrapped.
Download play
Thankfully, we
was
got it
cool.
here, but it can be shared to both Switch 2 and Switch 1. So
Dude,
even if you
download
decide
play
to
is one of
use
the
Switch
coolest
2,
features
you'll
Nintendo
get
does
the
on these
Switch
things.
one. Now through the help of game chat, we can
It
also
was
use the
Genius
game
And
idea.
keep in mind that was on a DS that they did
It's
it.
bad if
That
one
they
person
started
has
it
the game,
with.
Up to 4 people can play it together using voice chat. Though that's going to be exclusive only to Switch
Oh,
2. So if you're really looking
that's so
forward to playing
cool.
Big Brain
Sorry, so what did you say?
Academy,
I said, keep in
Brain
mind that feature was on a DS.
Yeah, I remember.
originally, on the freaking
I did with Mario
Nintendo
Kart. We did
DS.
with Mario Kart. I remember that all the time.
Yeah, and then we bought our own copies because freaking Mario Kart DS was,
Sick.
with your friends.
I never got it, but I played from
Bro,
his
it was-
share.
Switch 2?
bro. You should have.
He was just saying that online over the internet now they're making it so you could all play a game up to 4 players, even if the other people don't own it. That's crazy.
Which also did happen for the DS.
Which I'm surprised they do that because that makes it so you lose
money.
money.
They were
Yeah.
able to change a lot of things that we weren't able to.
Now, they're still not going to let you play their N64 games, though. They got to add a little subscription service for
I
that.
have a free plan of that from because I'm on TJ's.
Bold text, hide contrast mode, the zoom feature, which was from the Switch 1.
But I
we can
just
also
emulated
invert
it, runs
the
way
menu
better.
section
I
to
mean-
dark mode, or even grayscale the whole
Or, I
console
mean, sorry,
easier on your eyes.
don't know what
There's also
that
the ability
is.
to fully
Yeah. I don't know what that is, man. The
remap
E word.
buttons, or something that I'm thankful for is the ability to change orientation. So if a game expects you to hold something sideways, then you can make it so that the control stick rotates 90 degrees, and then hold it vertically just to be easier. Also you'll find here is a text-to-speech screen reader, which will read out text on
weird.
screen, including
Why would you want a
quotes that assist with
text-to-speech?
operations such as the cursor's position.
Display TV resolution 2160p.
Why would you
And
want
if you want
that?
to use game chat with accessibility
It's for people who
options, that
are
exists
blind.
too,
Wait,
considering
if you're
there's a
blind, you're
feature
not playing
for it
a
to have
game.
Voice speech to text.
That's
so
what
other
I'm
people's
saying.
voices will be
Why do you
transcribed
have
on your
that?
screen as text, or text-to-speech audio. So if you just want to type on a
You're
keyboard and
deaf?
have it played out as audio to your
Wait,
friends.
it's that doesn't make sense either, because if you're deaf,
Yeah.
you can't hear nothing.
Exactly.
So there's no,
Why? Oh, it could be for kids that can't read.
like, that's, or people
Like
that
if you
can't
can't
read. like-
read. That'd be the only thing I could think of.
Considering how
Same.
lagging the Switch 1 was for
Or if you're, like, you're
accessibility
challenged,
options,
maybe?
I think all of these are great steps forward.
I mean,
and they're definitely still behind
that's the only thing it'd be
standards.
for.
So if Nintendo's catching
Or
up,
if you're
let's
like,
hope
if
they
your
catch up
eyesight's bad,
faster. And with that,
older people, you know.
you might like this video. So see if they're right. I'll see you soon.
Okay, we need to check that other one out. That was a good video.
This
That was
one-
better than the first one.
Bro, this one's going to be terrible.
This is the most recent one though.
He's got a verified mark on. Like, this is going to be bad.
Hey guys! Welcome to another YouTube video.
Officially 9 years old.
Yeah.
And somehow people are still buying it. But
They do still buy it. It's crazy.
They're still buying it because they're tired
to
of.
the Switch 2, or should you upgrade from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2? What's going on here? What's the deal? I want to
No,
look
we
back
don't
at the
care about
entire
that.
Switch 1 family of systems and figure out what you should actually do. Whether you think about buying one, or maybe you just like to relive the nostalgia factor, like me. I've been using the Switch 2 since it launched, and I basically ignored my Switch 1 for months. And when I finally came back to it, well, it's kind of crazy. First, let's look at all of the Switch 1 hardware. What are the physical differences we can see? Starting with the OG Switch, the very first one that released back in 2017.
The physical differences are it's smaller and it's got
It runs
crappy
worse.
It's got crappy hardware.
Yeah.
I think the most noticeable difference when I've been playing this is the display. The screen looks tiny.
True, I forgot the display on the Switch 2 is really nice.
2017, I don't recall this being much of a
Which I'm glad that they made that,
The Nintendo Switch was so unique at the time. Being able to play console.
No one cared because Nintendo's been like that forever.
Yes.
That's why we.
And it's something other gaming companies
Well,
would try to replicate.
for a while they were trying to push the boundaries and then they stopped.
Very soon after
Yeah.
the initial success.
But still, well, yeah, with Wii and stuff.
They tried to push the boundaries with GameCube at the time. That was like, with all the dust kicking up in Luigi's Mansion, all the lighting and all the crazy stuff and all the cell shading of Wind Waker and the visuals.
It was good. I wasn't like, whoa, the graphics are insane. I guess at the time I was, but I thought that about 64, and I thought that about.
What the heck? And it's always been one of the biggest.
But I'm saying we don't play their
flaws of the console.
handhelds
Huge part of Nintendo's
for some sort of
marketing was
graphical
Oh, no.
With this
masterpiece, you
stand,
know?
couldn't cut it. It only stands at one angle. It's hard to actually get it out, and it's very common for these to just break off the console completely.
Yes,
and get
that was
lost
bad
in the
design. Me too.
even match on the back. Now we've got the OG Joy-Cons because oh my gosh! And I gotta say, after using the Joy-Con 2s for so long, these are really, really small and tiny. Way tinier than I
terrible.
remember. But coming back to them, they feel a little better and easier to grasp in my hands. Probably because I have little tiny baby hands.
Oh, he
but
wants
still,
it
it's something
better.
I
He likes
noticed.
it
Now, after
better?
a while, my hands start to hurt a bit because of how dinky the controllers and sticks are.
Yes.
And look, and the stick is look where
Flag,
it's.
especially at launch, was when the sticks just decided to drift out of nowhere, and people were absolutely
Crazy thing is, I've been so hard on mine, and I've had no drift on my cons, but everyone complains about it.
Now, years later,
He had to throw in a joke there. It wasn't that funny.
What he said.
Apleptic. I've never heard of it.
What does that mean?
He's like, it's a word.
Oh,
He has to throw a big word, and then he also doesn't even know what it means. Like,
is this RPG? What game is that? The
Rabbids,
Brothership?
Mario and Rabbids.
Oh,
What were you saying though?
I don't remember.
I'll have to fast forward it and be like, what was he saying in post, and then throw it up.
if you decide to get an OG Switch brand new or any.
Oh, I
other
was saying that I don't have any.
This
Mine never
issue
drifted.
is mostly
Mine
solved
drifted,
and not
bro. It was
Like,
terrible.
I've had mine, and I've been hard
I
on
had
mine.
one of
They never-
them.
They still
I had
don't.
the second one drifting. Like
But other people, everyone says they do. I guess I just got a lucky pair, I
bro,
guess.
The entire
And I'm like hard on mine
bro,
too.
it was bad. Like it was drifting like crazy.
I just got a good pair.
You did, 'cause the drift was horrible.
That's fixed. But overall, this Switch 1 console was a fantastic start, and it surprised me.
You're very lucky. You're very lucky that they didn't give you the sweatshop made Joy-Cons.
At stores. Even after the Switch
I
2,
didn't
you
buy
can
it
still
till
go out and
Ultimate
buy it.
came
And at
out,
this
so
point, it feels very dated. Even
maybe
if
just
you're
'cause it was a
buying
later
brand
version.
new.
And they were still talking about it. They were still like,
True.
oh, drifting.
Play because of how poorly it's aged, but I guess it doesn't really matter if you only plan to play it docked. Oh, and speaking of docked, this is it. It has a hinge, 2 USB-A ports on the side, 1 in the back, plus power and HDMI. Everything you need.
Nope.
No.
No Ethernet. No Ethernet cable. So
Yes.
obviously not everything we need.
Everything you need.
Which, how does the Ethernet port get connected? So how does it get connected when you put it on a dock? I don't get it. Like, what kind of connectors is in there that making?
Are you using like a USB adapter? Is that what you're doing?
I am, but I'm saying, how does the internet get to the Switch through the dock?
Wi-Fi chip inside of
No, because
the-
this can't be Wi-Fi, right? Because then what's the point of direct connecting?
I mean, well, because direct connecting is actually faster.
I
than
understand that, but I'm saying, how does the internet get to the Switch direct connected if you can? It's only plugged in through a little.
I don't know.
Charge
dude.
port.
I don't
thing.
know, man. It's probably just.
That's crazy.
It's weird. It's like I don't get it either.
I know it works.
It's wonky.
It does. It's way faster when you have it plugged in.
It's a wonky thing, man. That's probably also why it's so wonky, is that it's not freaking on the actual dock. You have to use a freaking
flour.
Because, dude, USB stuff is good, but you know, a lot of times, you know,
Probably faster.
adapters are slower.
Going
They just
back
are.
into it.
Scared the daylights out of me. What the heck? Nintendo obviously
Scared the
learned
daylights
from
out of
many
me. How did that
businesses
scare
on the
you?
market, and
What?
they
What was he?
scared me.
What scared you?
Oh, something talked. I didn't hear it.
Oh my gosh. That actually scared me. Guys, I got the talking flower. It just scared the daylights out of me. What the heck? Nintendo obviously learned from the many years this was
Quirky
on the
humor.
market, and they eventually made an upgrade to this console with
This man's a
the
Nintendo
OLED model.
fan.
Here it is. I still don't quite understand why they named it that, though. Why would you call it that? But anyways, this is the premium Switch 1 model. A much larger 7-inch display with much better contrast and colors. This is a huge upgrade for handheld players. It's still only a 720p display like the OG, but the panel just looks so good that somehow,
Talking about the OLED.
for some reason, it actually looks sharp. This truly is the premium Switch 1.
I wouldn't say that looks sharp.
It somehow looks sharp.
It does look better, but it's not sharp.
I mean, you could even see the freaking lines on
That's what
there.
I'm saying. It looks better. How does it even look better?
And the resolution looks terrible still.
It looks better. The color looks kind of better, I guess. That's about it.
The speakers got much louder and richer. Still not amazing, but definitely better than the OG model. But the real game changer was the kickstand. A huge sheet of
That is
metal along the back
way
of the
better,
console that is
obviously.
extremely sturdy and can adjust to pretty much any angle you want. They even improved the dock, swapping out one of the
Minecraft
USB
sounds.
ports for an Ethernet port.
Oh,
so
they
you
put
can
it.
actually try to have a
Didn't
solid
I did
internet
not know they did this. I've never looked into the different switches before in my
I've
life.
heard it's still bad.
I'm sure it is.
Whoa. Now, I actually found that there was some hardware downgrades with this OLED model, which I feel like nobody talks about because it's probably not actually that big of a deal. But this cartridge slot, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that was pretty easy, actually. It's definitely a lot worse than all the other Switch models. The cartridge slot is a pain for me to open because my nails are mostly short, and the dock. They made the back
Yeah, but you
plate
want
come
it to
off
be
instead of
hefty.
having an
Yeah, you don't want it to
What do you
just
mean?
fly out there.
I prefer that.
Reconnect it when I'm done. Feels like more of a hassle. It's not that big of a deal, but those are just the little tiny things that I noticed. But still,
That's what you noticed?
Why does he talk like that?
There's tiny things I
Don't forget about
noticed.
the Switch that released between the OG and the OLED.
This is what I'm
And that
curious
was
about.
The Nintendo Switch Lite. Oh my.
So this is like basically like if you're that couldn't even get in docks, right?
Smaller at 5.5 inches.
So this is just like if you wanted it even smaller, basically.
Yeah.
And you only play handheld. This is what Ava has.
Coming from the Switch 2, this is probably the biggest difference. It's actually difficult to see some things on the display, but it's also just so cute that I can forgive it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cat
No.
who just wants
No.
to hurt you and
No.
hit you. But in this case, the cat is the Switch Lite, and it's just so darn.
But how is this
cute.
like a
You can
cat?
look past it. This
Switch
is a
Lite's
smaller,
cute, but that's
lighter design that
how much
features the
was
detachable
okay, unless it was a lot
controls.
cheaper.
Entirely on
It is
single-player handheld
quite a bit
gaming.
cheaper.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, the whole switching from TV to handheld feature is just gone. It's just removed. It's a Switch.
It better be a
Switch. It also
lot.
lacks the ability to rumble.
It better be a
That's just
lot
side note.
cheaper.
Just wanted to let you know that, though.
Oh,
This
agreed.
is a handheld exclusive console. There is no way to dock it at all, even if you want to pay money. This is definitely marketed as the cheap version.
Unless you find some way to mess with it, which some people, I'm sure.
You might as well
Still
just-
the cheapest console on the
you-
market that you can go out and buy brand new, which means that yes,
You-
this is still one of the best-selling consoles out there. I've spent the least amount of time with this console overall in my day of playing
You
games
might
on the
as
Switch,
well-
but it's just so charming. I kind of want to pick it up and just play it for no reason other than the fact that it's just so compact and small. Now, if you compare all
You
these Switch
might
1
as
consoles
well
to the Nintendo Switch 2, this is when
Just
everything
save up and get a Switch, like a regular Switch at that point.
and
Agreed.
9 years newer than the OG model. You can tell Nintendo isn't playing around anymore. This is the biggest generational leap we've seen. The Joy-Cons are no longer sliding into these rails.
not playing-
They're feeling wiggly.
They're not playing around anymore?
Yeah, it's
They're now attached
You know,
to
how long did it take for them not to play around anymore? Since the Wii.
The Joy-Cons are also bigger, making them more comfortable for longer play sessions. And actually,
Man, you could just tell how much better the screen is, too.
Like I said, I mean no hatred here. It's just like we've been here for years. So
Yeah.
where's the like?
on the Switch 1 model,
Don't act like
1080p,
they're.
which is much sharper. Then they hit us with the 120 hertz.
The
display
screen
compared to
looks
the 60 hertz display
so
on the Switch
much
1. And they finally
clearer.
fixed the cartridge slot from the OLED.
Oh, he
model.
didn't mention the OLED Switch, did he? Or was the
He did it for like 5 seconds with those white Joy Cons.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That's the
That
OLED.
looked pretty
Just
bad.
me still? Okay, that's fine. The big gimmick that makes
What?
this the most slot from the OLED model. The 60 hertz display on the Switch 1. And they finally fixed the cartridge slot from the OLED model. Just me still? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no one
Big
cares.
gimmick
No
that
one
makes
cares,
this
dude.
the most
Thank
unique
you.
is
At
the
least you
overlap
acknowledge
of
it.
Hairy
mouse
arms.
Yeah, this
and lay the
man's-
Joy-Con flat and use a little mouse.
It also doesn't help that his hair is black, so it's completely visible.
Putting that on the screen?
Feature. Woohoo! I think right now you can lay the Joy-Con flat and use a little mouse feature.
Why are you putting it on your screen,
I
dog?
think right now this feature hasn't fully been used to its full potential yet, but I think we're getting there
good,
slowly.
dude. That's
They
so
also
much.
added 8 times the storage compared to the OG Switch model and made it extremely
That's-
fast by
that's
using
not
an
impressive at all.
SSD drive. And that's
Yeah.
my quick
It being
hardware
faster
overview
is
of all
good,
these
obviously.
consoles.
So you change it to an SSD when M2s are literally
I think it's fair to say that the Switch 2
be,
is-
that's the thing. You're still behind because an M2 is literally faster
yeah.
than an
Well,
SSD.
yeah,
There are
I'm saying
no
for-
clear directions
for
each
Nintendo.
console. The OG model is for those who mainly dock and don't want to prioritize handheld. The Lite model is for those who only play handheld and want a small, cheap system. And the OLED is a solid
least they're
balance of
trying.
handheld and dock
Yeah.
play.
I do
And the
like that they
Switch
have. I
is
forgot they had a
better
bunch of
than
options where it's like,
aside
what
from
kind
the
of Switch
size
do you
which
want?
makes it Slightly less portable. Now, the battery life is quite the hot topic. Most Switch 1 models last between 3 and 7 hours depending on the game, with the OLED and Lite models lasting a little bit longer than the original OG Switch 1. I generally don't play
That's
handheld
surprising.
that long anyways, and if I plan to, I just bring a portable charger, like if I'm on a plane or something. The Switch 2, on the other hand, isn't that great in comparison. Usually lasting
Yes, but
around
the Switch-
2 hours, which is much worse than the
Dude,
Switch 1,
hip
and
hops.
this has been a big
This is
factor.
the thing, dude. That's obvious.
Yes, the
because
specs are better.
it's doing way more.
Yes, the specs.
Why?
are
What,
better.
how is this a
the battery
dude?
life?
No, this is the thing, dude. Switch. The reason. Think of how long your DS lasted. Days.
Literal days.
Like why? Because it's not doing that much,
No.
and you're having a blast anyway.
Yes.
People have to understand. Obviously, dude, my laptop only goes this many hours. Yeah, because you're running a laptop in a game that's doing way more than what a Switch 1 is doing.
Here's the advice: use a power bank.
You already, even better advice. Yeah, use a power bank. That's
So stop don't. What are we in 2005? We're complaining about battery life.
This is what I'm saying, dude. This is people being shocked by this is crazy to me. Obviously, this is going to have worse battery life.
what? Whoa! Holy crap! More better specs. What?
I don't know.
No.
That's what you get, man. I mean,
Don't
that's
like it as much.
You
especially
bought
for
it,
those
so or you regret.
Yeah.
it?
Honestly, I'd say the same thing.
Then don't buy
If
it.
you plan to play it for more than 2 hours, bring a portable
I
charger
didn't.
if you have one, or at least bring a cord. But here's the real question. Even if the hardware
I'm not sitting here like every podcast going, dude, that Switch, that battery life, man.
that actually matter,
'Cause I don't
especially with
care.
all the games that are currently on it. Games are the whole reason you're buying one of these consoles.
Yes.
Obviously.
It's the only reason. Without games,
Yes.
it's good as a brick. But before we move
Yes,
on,
no
I'm having
doubt.
a little bit of a problem.
Water's
My
wet.
cables. Look. Like, what even is that? Well, I'm not the best with cable management. I found one of the coolest.
I mean, brother, you should look at mine.
That can help me with all of
Now, it
this.
ain't as
Let me
bad
show you. Here's the standard
as certain
run-of-the-mill
people.
cable, but watch this. It's stacked perfectly. This is the Static Mag Stack Pro.
What?
Seriously, I've
Bad.
never seen the quality.
Bro, nobody
So
cares.
too. I mean, like,
Nobody cares.
now
Nobody
games are
cares.
still- Get back! But there's a lot
No one.
less on this
Well,
one.
let's see his
Static
cringy
for-
autism here.
Perfect. Seriously, these are great. Check them out. Link in the description. Thank you to Static for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it. Don't get me wrong, there are a ton of games on the Switch 1. And
This guy's kinda
even
growing on me, dude, I'm gonna be
games are
honest.
still
He's
released,
not
but there's a
growing
lot
on me,
less
man.
on the
He's
Switch 1.
the
Even
reason why is he just feels like every other Nintendo tuber I've ever
year,
watched.
especially when it
I
comes
haven't
to
watched
first-party
many, honestly.
games, which I would say is
Besides the guy who made fun of the Sony Win
Switch in the
Baby.
first place.
Yeah, he was funny. Frickin' Nintendo Ultra.
yes.
That scared me again. What the heck is going on?
Sony
Now I'm recording
Win
this.
Baby.
The only Switch
Best. I kinda wanted to get this, too.
And Rhythm Heaven.
I thought
And
about
don't
it.
get me wrong, these are
Rhythm
fantastic
Heaven, though,
games.
people
Totally
like a
look
lot.
fantastic. But it's very clear, even as
I've never played it in my life, nor do I have a desire
Put it
to.
on DS some. I didn't buy it. I borrowed it from Faith, but it was
The
super
girls
fun.
just like Rhythm Heaven.
Oh, not Rhythm Heaven. Sorry, I'm talking about Tamagotchi Life.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Rhythm Heaven. I was like, the girls just like Rhythm Heaven.
Did she get it?
No, I've just seen people like. I've just seen more girls like Rhythm Heaven.
I don't know. I wouldn't pay that kind of money for that.
No.
In 2025,
I'd pay like $10 for that.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD,
Oh, I agree.
which is a remake. We got Xenoblade Chronicles
Dude,
X.
Windows XP sound. Ding.
Another remake. But we did actually
Yep,
get some
bring
new
it
games
back.
as promised, but still
Yeah.
not that many. Pretty much only Pokemon Legends EA and
But you didn't get that many
Metroid
Switch
were
2
the
games
only
either.
ones
No.
that actually came onto the Switch 1. Both of them ran fine on the Switch 1 and were decent games, but they had much better upgraded versions on on the Switch 2. And yes, we've seen a ton of third-party games on the console over the
Okay,
years,
Apex
but
looks
it's
absolutely
just starting to
terrible
slow
on
down
that
for
one.
them as
That's
well.
on one.
There are some
Oh,
new
yeah.
games that
Oh,
simply
I'm-
can't
I-
function
oh,
on
I
the
know.
Switch
It's-
One hardware anymore.
That looks.
All the Switch One
I try to play
consoles
Fortnite on one. It's literally
2017
not
NVIDIA
possible.
processor.
It's. I'm not kidding. It's. You could play
did
it.
too.
It's not playable. Like I'm not kidding. You dropped like 5 frames per second, like out of nowhere.
Just how badly some games were optimized on that platform. In fact, I used to make multiple videos where I just shredded the performance of a ton of third-party games. So not only do some of
That's
these
why
Switch One
you.
games look
This
rough,
is why
some of
you
them
don't
literally
buy
can't run
Switches for
well.
third-party
The
games.
frame
Thank
issues
you.
many games had was kind of crazy. Only a handful of third-party titles truly stood out as being properly optimized and playable. And for the most part, Nintendo's first-party games looked and ran the best.
I think that Nintendo shouldn't have even sold them on Switch One. Half of them.
Oh, I agree.
Like, just because how bad they are, it's like you should have even. Fortnite's free, but you shouldn't have even made it an option to play it. Like that's crazy.
Well, also Unreal Engine 4, which is what most of those games were made on, was not built for mobile development. It had a thing where you could, but you know, it had a template you could use. But the thing is,
Dude, even on my dock, Fortnite couldn't play. It was unplayable.
you just can't do it.
Crazy.
Switch One's limited hardware.
You couldn't do
For
it at the
example,
time.
One of the most sold games on the platform that I think almost everybody has is Minecraft. A very casual audience game. And you can't tell me you wouldn't know
Casual
how
audience
rough
game?
Minecraft can be on the Switch One. I seriously made a
gotta
whole
be
video on
so
it. You have
bad.
to go check that out because it's a mess.
gotta be so
Especially in
bad.
the late game. I think if you bought a Switch One today, you'd still be able to tell there are so many downgrades.
That looks
even if you
terrible.
don't necessarily have
Dude.
an eye for it. Even some
My freaking old PC ran that better than that, dude.
Man, 100%.
What the heck? My Windows 7.
It's because of all the rendering it has to do on the on the outskirts.
It's just weird.
But still, even a more optimized game like Mario and Luigi Brothership, that game had some pretty big performance hitches,
this
and the load
looks
times
so
were quite
good.
lengthy. But it's all kind of fixed on the Switch too. One of
You
the
shut
biggest
up, dude.
reasons to upgrade
I understand
to the
load times would have to be a
Switch
thing, but
is
like, be
compatibility.
patient.
Almost the
Who
entire
cares?
Switch library
I
carries
mean,
forward.
Would you rather have it run like
And a lot of those
balls?
games
I don't even know what a load time is at this point. so-
Yeah, I know that there could be gone, but I'm saying if there is there, who cares?
They all pretty
Well,
much
yeah,
have
back in the
load
day you
times.
had
It's a
to-
Switch One.
Yes.
What do you want?
Actual
What do you
Switch 2
want?
Upgrade patches. Some free,
Yes.
some not, but still. If you wanted to buy a
Though
Switch
I will
One in
say,
2026,
it's like load. Well, another thing also is Nintendo. Like we said, they didn't care about optimization at all. They literally did not at all in anything. Like they were just like
I think they did. I think they kind of. No, not really.
they were like pour everything in there.
Yeah.
You know, just throw everything
They
at
should have
it.
been more optimized with their games, and I think no one would have complained about.
No.
They were the games they were putting out were too much for the Switch One.
And it's like
They were runnable, but barely, like at unacceptable levels in a lot of ways.
couldn't have waited a year.
If they could have waited, or they could have just done. They could have done what they're really good at: optimizing things.
Yes, making games fun.
Because on the Switch 2 or on the DS, we were all like, "Whoa! Some of this stuff is crazy."
Bro, I'm playing a semi-open world Zelda game with
Yeah.
freaking Phantom Hourglass.
Yes, good game.
And I'm sailing around, and it's doing better than Wind Waker.
And you're like, "Whoa! These graphics are wild. Like, This is crazy."
They're really cool looking. I like them. It's like a PS1 game.
It's because they optimized. They did really clever things to make it so things could look really cool, but also run
Yes.
with a potato.
Yes.
What they did with the Switch 1 was they made the games run like they should be on an actual console, and it was on their handheld.
Yes.
is going to rarely support
Which
the
is
console
probably
moving
why
forward.
everybody was
In
so
fact,
upset
I
about
believe
it.
We'll see a Nintendo published
Oh,
Switch
yeah.
One
Like
game
that
as
reason.
early as 2027.
Because my thought is like, dude, it's a Switch 1. What do you expect? But it's like they're expecting good optimization
Yes,
because that's what
we're-
they do.
Yes.
And they basically were like, nope,
like, nope.
we don't care about that anymore.
We don't care about it.
And now they're like, okay, we have Switch 2, so now we don't have to worry about it as much.
Mainly because a lot of games simply can't run on the hardware anymore. Thankfully though, if you like your Switch 1 library, pretty much every game can be played on the Switch 2, and obviously the Switch 2 has gotten a ton more support recently, and yeah, would you look at that, games can actually run now. Games run and look better on the Switch 2, and most importantly, we're going to get support for this console
Obviously.
from way more third parties, and especially Nintendo,
Gross.
for
That's
years
not
to
important.
come.
No.
Look at games like Resident Evil, Star Wars
Bless you.
Outlaws, Cyberpunk. These are all
Thank
games
you.
that had no chance of ever coming to the Switch 1
That-
that you can finally play on
that's
Switch 2.
correct.
In fact, Resident Evil
And I will say
came out
that
the
it's
exact same day as
ran
the other platforms.
it ran
doesn't happen very often with Switch
Cyberpunk
1
at 60
games.
frames
Usually have
way
different
better than I
options.
expected
There are
it
still some
to.
games that need time to
But it's still
Borderlands 4 that just got
get on the
indefinitely
computer.
delayed. But maybe the whole
No, I
reason
agree.
that you're wanting to get a Switch 1, or maybe
Dude.
the whole reason a Switch 1 might be worth
Animal
it to you
Crossing.
today is the price. And this is when things start getting really, really weird.
True.
Let's start with the original Nintendo Switch. When the Switch launched in 2017, it released at $299, which at the time felt like a pretty fair price for a hybrid console that could play on your
Was it a
TV
fair
and
price?
I was disappointed it was
When a
300.
console
Same.
gets
Not gonna lie.
older,
I was thinking it'd be like
expect the price to
250 or
drop. In
something,
2026,
200.
that's
Just
actually not
200
what happened.
flat.
Right
That's
now,
what
the
I said.
original Switch
But
sits at
DSs, how
around
much were those? They were
$339,
expensive.
which means that
Were they as
somehow-
expensive though? I'm gonna look that up now.
We could. I'm curious. Not the first. What was 3DS priced at? I think it was like 130, wasn't it, or something?
What
Maybe
was the original
200.
DS? Because that was like supposed to be the Nintendo DS.
Well, that's gonna be like probably. I don't know what it is.
$150.
That's quite a bit. What about? But what do we expect? I mean, what about the Nintendo 3DS? Because that was their big one. Well, they were all big, but
But you're talking in terms of
like everybody had a 3DS.
the DS. The original DS actually is one
Everyone
of
had
the
that
highest
too.
selling consoles.
Everyone
of
had
all
that
time.
too.
But $170.
3DS.
Yeah.
What about XL?
Well, it launched at $250 and then they dropped it.
Yes, because people complained.
Yep. And people are printing a lot of stuff now. $200 the XL.
So it's, I would say $100. I would say the Switch is worth $100 more than.
Yes, but the fact that
I can't believe I paid $200 for my XL.
At least the original DS was
This is
$150.
something that happened across the board in the gaming industry where consoles have weirdly started acting like an investment. But it didn't stop with just the OG Switch. They also did this with the
Started, buddy.
What does it mean by that?
The PS3 was $600,
Ugh. Dude,
Nintendo Switch Lite.
that's
This release is-
highway robbery.
and it was highway robbery.
That's pathetic.
It was literally, and it was terrible.
2019 and launched at $199. But today, the Switch
Oh,
Lite
so
sells
that-
for $229, a $30 increase. So it's
Yes.
still the cheapest way to get into the Switch ecosystem, but even that one crept up in the price. Then in 2021,
Oh, they crept that up
Nintendo
too?
released the
Yeah,
Switch OLED,
due to
and that was
inflation.
priced at $349.
200 is crazy though, because that's the
But
same
in
price as the
2026,
3DS
the OLED
was.
model
That's
now
a
sits
crazy
around
deal.
$399 with a $50 increase.
Except now it's
which
$500.
is just insane. The way I see
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo justify this is that the market conditions are
Or no,
wacky,
it's
prices of everything has
$450
been
now,
going
but
up,
if you want
so
the
they just
Mario
kind of
one,
inflated the price of
it's
that. But they've
$500.
also started adding console.
Like if you want the one that comes with the game, it's
Yeah, yeah.
500.
A Mario Wonder Bundle, which claims to add value, and yes, it does. But Nintendo, you can't fool me. And that brings me to the newest console, the Nintendo
Thank
Switch.
you.
This launched in 2025 for $450.
Oh, never
which
mind.
was a huge ask when the console was first revealed, but I wasn't actually surprised by this. A lot of people were.
I was-
wasn't. 'Cause honestly,
I-
feel like that's kind
I
of a fair
think
price to ask. That might be
400.
a but when you look at the price of other consoles, it's
Mm-hmm. I think
really not
400 is
crazy
fine.
ask.
Yeah.
And here's
And that's
where
a
it gets
lot, but, like,
interesting. The OLED model sits around $400.
But it's
and the Switch 2
such a big leap from Switch 1 that was 300. I think 400 is not a crazy ask.
We're getting to
$450?
Yes.
only $50, which by the way is less than a Switch.
We're getting to a point of
So if you're looking purely at price, the real question becomes:
of no
is it
return.
worth saving a bit of extra money on older hardware, or does it make more sense
No,
to just jump
if you're
straight into the
now,
Switch
if you're
2?
gonna
Yeah, I
get,
think
it's 150
I really
bucks.
think the only reason Nintendo is still selling Switch 1 models is because, well, people are still buying them. There are families.
They
out there
will
that
always,
Switch
and they
1
will keep
don't
They
buying
will,
it until
yeah.
you take it away.
They would sell. People would buy DSs if they were still.
Oh, dude, people would.
They still buy 'em.
They still buy 'em.
2025,
Online,
and they estimate
yeah.
that there will still be roughly 4 million people who
It's
will
'cause
buy
their
one in
games are good. Their
2026.
games are good.
I'm telling you right
Now,
most people don't follow
I've
Nintendo
learned,
like you and I do.
brother, let me tell you, playing a DS game on an emulator, the E word, which I'll even throw in there as at a higher resolution, is just like something else. It's like playing a PlayStation 1 game. Like, oh, it feels completely different. Using an actual controller instead of the little nubby nub pad, like,
The nub was pretty
Hardware, the
good.
games, the
but it was still just
Obviously, you'd rather have a controller.
nothing beats it, brother.
performance, Nintendo's
Nothing
feature
beats
support,
it.
and of course,
Using a
the
mouse
real
in an FPS DS game
using an actual keyboard and mouse.
Question simply becomes,
Oh,
which Switch actually makes the most
so
sense
much
in
better.
2026? If you're looking for the cheapest way to play Nintendo games, the Switch Lite still does the job. It's small, portable, and gets you the entire Switch library for the lowest price. If you already own a Switch or Switch OLED, the question really comes down to how much you care about performance.
Dude,
because the reality is those consoles.
If
still
the
play
regular
an
Switch brand new is
incredible
$300, you might as well buy a Switch 2 at this point, because it is enough to
Yes.
say you might as well save up a little more and get
Yes.
But
two.
if you want the best
If you
experience going
really
forward,
want to
the
switch, because you could your Switch one game experiences are going to be a lot better on the Switch 2.
Yes. You are doing yourself a disservice.
Future Russ here. Here I am. Another way that Nintendo is supporting
Oh,
the Switch.
dude, he's holding his lapel directly up to his mouth.
A lot of people do that. They use like a mic.
Or it's like you got to clip it on because it. First off, you're gonna peak the thing. The poor thing. So it, not to get into it too much, but it like when you're using one of these little boys, if you have it, it records in all directions. So if you're putting your mouth directly onto that thing, it's gonna peak like crazy. It's gonna the peas are gonna be popping like crazy.
Casually, while we were editing this video, dropped this crazy feature.
You can
where
hear
they
it's like
allow Switch 1 games to look much better in Switch 2 handheld mode. They call it handheld boost mode, and essentially the Switch 2 is telling the Switch 1 games that it's docked, so they're actually playing in 1080p, and it looks so good in handheld mode now. Anyways, that was very unique and cool.
That looks so good.
It looks so good right now. It looks so good.
I
right
can
now.
barely even tell the difference.
It just looks like the time of day changed in the screenshot.
And it looks so good in handheld mode now. Anyways, that was very unique and cool and interesting. Nintendo wants you to keep playing Switch 1 games on the Switch 2. All right. Okay, back to the
No,
video.
duh.
We'll do the video.
I wanted them to put 3DS games and DS games on the Switch
Dude,
one.
that'd be
I thought, you could put a cartridge in. Like, they're going back to cartridges.
Dude, they would make millions right away if they resold DS games. I'm not kidding. They would make millions right away.
If they just
if they had a library of like, here's a bunch of our old DS games that you can buy, they would make so much money.
And that's the problem is,
And if they could do it with Game Boy. If they did it with all of them,
buddy,
the amount of money they would make would be which doesn't make sense
When
to me.
I saw the cartridge the form factor was that little cartridge, I was like, are they doing what I'm thinking they're thinking?
What?
are they actually gonna like? Because at the time we didn't see much of what was going on. We knew it was a cartridge.
you mean?
The original
With the
Switch.
Okay, yeah.
I thought, are they going to do the backwards compatible thing?
Oh, I wish they did.
And they didn't do it. And they didn't do it.
A lot easier.
I wish they did, man.
One, you might not need to rush out and upgrade.
That would have obviously been even cooler.
Oh, we would have.
But I'm saying if they open a shop, like they put them in the shop right now
Oh yeah.
on 1, 2, Switch
would
1,
be
Switch 2, dude, killing. They would make a killing immediately.
Any games you want. I would actually say there are.
And it can't be that hard to do. You already have it online anyway. Like,
brother. Let me play it now. Thankfully, the emulators have brought back online play for every single DS game. Like straight up, they have their own servers. Everything's all
any DS game?
any DS game. Everything. It's literally all.
can you actually get matches though?
Yeah.
Like, are people playing?
Yeah. Mario Kart DS, you can play it online.
You can play it on your computer online.
On your computer online with other
players.
actual players. Like all this stuff has become.
Have you done it?
I've never done it yet. You could do it with the hilarious COD games. You could do it with any of these games.
That's how Dolphin was too, though, with the GameCube.
Oh yeah, they started it. Dolphin basically paved the way for retro game preservation. So.
And are deciding which one they should be buying.
Dude,
and obviously, I
obviously
know money
it's
doesn't
such a
grow up
good game.
trees. Let's be real here, and this stuff needs to be taken seriously. And it's hard for me to just say
We need a Mario game on Switch 2, like ASAP.
They're not going to put it there.
Not for a long time. I mean, they will eventually.
Which I'm thinking in my brain, how can you wait this many years to do that?
Yeah, like, dude, come on.
Same with Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, dude, I want that. They made one though.
Oh yeah,
Which was something to beat.
The gap between. Let's think about the gap.
That was a longer gap, wasn't it?
See, the gap was literally 6-7 years for Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be worse.
Still not good.
How much was the Mario's? Less, I'm assuming.
Soon to be a decade.
Oh, now we're in a huge gap.
Yes.
Switch 2 instead of the Switch 1 if you're buying a console today.
They have to be. Please tell me they're working on one. Please.
A 3D Mario game.
Like Donkey Kong Bonanza looks sick, but
We don't
give me a Mario,
We
man.
need your Patreon. We don't need your Patreon thing, okay?
Give me a freaking Mario.
Nobody cares about your support.
Get out of here. Get out of my face. Okay, anywho. That was me ranting about
Anywho.
went on a little rant there. I was about to
Insane.
well,
Look like coke on the head
we
right
need
now.
to zoom in on it. We need to zoom in. But yeah, basically what we're saying is, water's wet. The difference is pretty big.
Water's wet. If you're gonna buy a game, if you're gonna buy Switch 2, like if you're looking to get a Switch 1 or a Switch 2 right now,
Please buy a Switch.
just wait and save up and get a Switch 2.
Also, just here's an even better idea. Just buy it off of eBay or Amazon.
That is the best bet.
Like the thing is, people are like, I got to get it brand new. I got.
No, I've been looking. I've been looking on Facebook Market, but I'm not. I don't want to buy it.
Secondhand is your best
The
way.
thing is, and you're gonna have to wait still though, because secondhand still is expensive.
It's also your.
But if you get one that's $300, which would be an insane deal, I haven't looked on eBay
and you're also sticking it
in
to,
a while.
You're also sticking it to the man. You're tired of being freaking.
True, you are.
You're sticking
That's
it
a
to
good
the
point.
man because you're sick of freaking spending so much money on something.
You're helping the people out.
You're helping the people. They get their money. And they were like, I didn't like this for whatever reason, and that's something that we need to prove to them. Guess what? If more people did this, maybe they'd be like, oh, we need to drop the price because people are starting to walk away. They're starting to go to secondhand stuff. That's something like if you really want to change things, don't buy it from a store because you're not going to be don't give them any form of your wallet. If you want to have a Switch 2, just buy it off the internet. Seriously, you're not giving them any money.
I never thought
You're
about
not
that.
providing for that. You're literally just saying, "Oh, you suck." So, I don't like your practices. Instead of, "Oh, practice what you preach." How about you actually practice what you preach and get what you want? That's if you really want to stick it to them.
It's an incredibly valid point.
That's the best way to do it.
Incredibly valid.
Yeah, I thought about that. For a while, I've been thinking about that. It's like, if you really want to say, don't like what you're doing, do that.
This is what you're doing.
This is what I want you. This is what you're doing. Emulation bad. Overpriced games. Terrible frame rate.
But if you, we're just saying, okay, you're making a point. Definitely go on eBay. But either way, if you're gonna get a Switch 2,
Don't buy a Switch 1. Don't buy a Switch 1.
Because you might as well just save up a little bit more and get a Switch 1. Get it used.
You're gonna be miserable.
Maybe get it used and don't save that much more.
Yes. Don't like,
because a lot of people that ended up not preferring it. They're selling it basically brand new.
Yes, full price, and it's like, don't do it. Seriously, don't do it. Don't even buy their games at full price. Seriously, don't even. Be patient. Just buy. That's what I did on eBay all the time, dude. I would just buy the games off. Even when I was younger, I was like, I'm just gonna buy these games at a cheaper price.
You've been doing eBay for a long time.
It's like, what's the reason?
I don't care. I'm going to use it. You don't have to have it brand new out of the package.
No.
I agree with you.
No. I don't understand. This whole connection. It's like, once you get rid of that, but Nintendo people are also game collectors. They have this like weird, I would like to have this on my shelf. And I'm thinking, I don't care. Just give me the software.
clutter.
I want the software.
Please.
I want the software. That's it. That's all I want. I don't care. Like, I'm not sitting here. The only reason why I even bought this little abomination is because no one freaking, this little random Scooby-Doo game is because, one, no one's going to freaking make it. Like, the DRM is, no one's going to break through the DRM or the security to make it so I can play it.
True.
So there are some games you have to do that with.
And that's worth it.
But if it doesn't have DRM, just buy it digitally. Download it digitally. Like, or just buy it off eBay. You don't have to have it. And
I agree with you, dude.
God bless people.
I agree. That was a good episode. God bless.
Nice and fast.